Cody, I came up with your new Top 100 Games theme song.
Oh, great, let's hear it.
Alright, here it goes. Some people think that it would be lame sitting around reviewing games. Cody does that and ain't it a shame? Now my friends, it's time for Cody's Top 100 Games. What do you think?
I don't like it.
Ah, he likes it!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer, the board game review show that replaced Andrew Ridgeley in the band Wham! So without any further ado, we're just going to jump right into it. Number 90 on my list is a block war game from Columbia Games. Now, this game did actually climb a little bit. It was my number 93, but this is just a tremendous, tremendous game. And this is Julius Caesar from, as I say, Columbia Games. Julius Caesar is a block war game centered around the Mediterranean Sea at the time of the great Roman Civil War between Pompey and Caesar. It's great. You play cards. You can heal your blocks, move blocks around, gain strength, gain power. You are competing kind of for the affections of Cleopatra, who also, of course, lends her support to the other side that can kind of seduce her into your camp. It's just a brilliant war game. I really, really like this block war game from Columbia Games, and it's kind of a cousin to another game that's going to be a little bit higher on the list that I only recently discovered and loved quite a bit. So that is my number 90, was 93, Julius Caesar from Columbia Games. Number 89 fell a little bit. It was number 80. This is a game that recreates the horrors of the trenches of World War I in board game form. This, of course, is Axis and Allies WWI 1914. This is, of course, Axis and Allies' answer to World War I. I remember when I was a kid in high school, I used to play a lot of Axis and Allies. I loved Axis and Allies. And I remember thinking how cool it would be to see a World War I version, but how would you do that? I mean, World War II is characterized by the kind of these swift-moving tanks and combined arms and blitzkrieg and all these fun things. And World War I was the stalemate. It was the slog. And what's really cool is, in standard Axis and Allies, you have the simultaneous combat where you keep rolling until one side is eliminated. Whereas in World War I, you each roll once, take eliminations, and then you can feed more people into the grinder on the next turn. Now, the only thing I'm not wild about this game is it's a very long game, and they made, I think there's 8 different factions. So theoretically, you play this with like 8 people. And I really wish they had just combined some of the nations, like they did Germany and Italy in the original Axis and Allies. I wish like Germany and Austria-Hungary were like one faction, and Britain and France were one faction. I wish they did that instead of having the separate national economies. I realize they did that to make it more thematic, but it makes for a slower, longer game. Now, it's still very, very fun, and I enjoy it very much, but that's kind of why it's not higher on the list. But that is Axis and Allies, World War I, 1914, from Avalon Hill. Number 88 also fell a little bit. It was number 79. This is Battle Cry. Now, we're going to see, as I mentioned last time, several Commands and Colors games on this list. Battle Cry was the first Commands and Colors game I played. It takes place during the Civil War, the U.S. Civil War, and of course it's you're playing different cards to activate units on your center, your left flank, or your right flank to attack your enemy. It's a very well constructed game, and I love the Civil War theme. It's just a solid, easy to learn, easy to play, light war game that I love a lot. So that is number 88, Battle Cry, again from Hasbro. Number 87 is a game that, again, it fell a little bit. It was my 75. This is, to get away from the kind of the war game motif we've been dealing with, this is a zombie game, and it's a very fun zombie game. It's one that very much plays on the horror tropes of the B-movie zombie film. I am, of course, talking about Flying Frog Productions' Last Night on Earth. This is a really, really fun game where one or more players play the zombies, the other players play the survivors. And again, the way the photographs on the cards and the scenarios and the different things you can play right out of B-movie zombie films, and it's just incredibly fun. It's lighthearted and it's fun, but it's creepy. Really like zombie games. I like the zombie theme. I'm not tired of them. A lot of people are. I'm not. I still enjoy them, and this is one of the better ones, I think. So this is, again, Last Night on Earth from Flying Frog Productions. My 87 was a 75. number 86 is a game that, you know, it was 74, and it's been slowly creeping up each year, and I'll kind of be surprised if it's on the list next year, just because I'm almost kind of debating if it's still on here largely because of nostalgia, because I haven't played it in a while, and I don't know that I'm really ever going to play it again, because it's been killed by another game that's higher up on the list. But this is Fantasy Flight Games' Arkham Horror. Arkham Horror is a very fun game where you're investigators in the town of Arkham, and of course it's in the H.P. Lovecraft universe, so you're fighting Cthulhu and all these other evil monsters. You're trying to keep them from invading the town. It's a fun game, it's a smart game, it's got mountains of expansions to it, and it's got a special place in my heart. It's really one of the first Cthulhu games that I played that I saw just how fun Cthulhu could be. Nevertheless, it's slipping, and I don't think I'm really ever going to play it again. But that is Arkham Horror from Fantasy Flight Games. My number 86 was 74. Number 85 is also a game that slipped a few places. It was my 73. This is Lords of Waterdeep. Lords of Waterdeep. Now, this is a fun worker placement game. It's set in the Dungeons & Dragons theme, but it doesn't really feel like a Dungeons & Dragons game. I mean, the base game at any rate, because of the Euro-y-ness. It's a very Euro game. And but still, I like it. It's got a fun theme for being as Euro-y as it is. Now, I own the expansion to it. I haven't played it yet. And everybody tells me you got to play with the expansions. It makes it a completely different game and a better game. So maybe I will. Maybe I'll play the expansion. We'll see it go up. I'll try to make a point to do that this year, so that the list next time we can see if that's the case. But I do enjoy Lords of Waterdeep. It's a fun game. It's my 85. Lords of Waterdeep, and that is from Wizards of the Coast. My number 84 is a game from Ares Games that was based on a film that came out a few years ago. This is The Hobbit: Battle for the Five Armies. I got to tell you something. The movie literally put me to sleep. I fell asleep in it. Didn't care for the Hobbit films. Loved the Lord of the Rings movies, and I thought they just took a nosedive in the Hobbit films. Was not a fan of the Hobbit films. The game, however, Battle of Five Armies, was incredibly fun, and so I guess I could say it's based on the book, which, of course, I loved, The Hobbit, the book. Battle of Five Armies, however, it did slip. It was 67, now it's 84, and that's because, again, I'm not playing it a lot, but it's still a highly thematic game, light war game set kind of in the not the George R.R. Martin, rather the J.R.R. Tolkien universe, and it really incredibly thematic how they made the concepts work and how the evil armies are trying to get to the gates there of the mountain, and you're trying to hold them back. Really enjoyed it. That is Battle of the Five Armies. My number 84 was 67, again from Ares Games. My number 83 is a game that actually climbed. It was at 98 last year, and this is a game I've been playing a few times this year, and it's just every time I play it, people are laughing. Now, you'll notice there are not a lot of party games on this list. I'm not a huge party game fan, but this one rocks. It's so much fun, and it's a game I can play with my friends and just look at each other and laugh and laugh and laugh. It's so, dare I say, stupid in its brilliance. I really enjoy it. This is Spyfall from Cryptozoic, released domestically from Cryptozoic. Spyfall is wonderful because you're all, of course, you're all trying to guess what location you are, but the spy doesn't know where you are. So you're asking these questions to try to figure out who the spy is, or if you're the spy, you're asking questions to try to figure out where you are, but you can't be too direct because you'll give away the location or you'll give away that you're a spy. It's a lot of fun just trying to come up with these subtle questions, and I love it. This is Spyfall from Cryptozoic domestically. That is 83. It was my 98. Number 82 is a game that is new to the list this year. This is a game that is a reprint. It's been around for a few years, but this particular reprint is by Cool Mini or Not. Really a lot of fun. This is Queen's Necklace. Queen's Necklace is a great game. It's a game where you've got cards out that are worth certain prices, and as the game progresses from one turn to another, the cards become less expensive and less expensive, and you buy them, and it almost feels like a deck builder, but it's not quite a deck builder, because you're trying to collect the cards to work for you to get certain jewels, and it's kind of a set collection thing going on. But it's very fun. Really enjoyed Queen's Necklace. Fairly light game, fairly quick game, and fairly easy to learn game. And a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Queen's Necklace, my number 82, new to the list this year from Cool Mini or Not. finally, my 81 is a game that has slipped 20 points since last time. It was 61. This is a fun horror-themed game. This is another one from Flying Frog Productions. This is Dark Gothic. Now, Dark Gothic is a deck builder game kind of set in the a Touch of Evil universe, which is kind of the Washington Irving, New England, 18th century horror period there, Gothic period. And it's a very fun deck builder. You've got 3 different currencies that you're using to try to defeat the monsters. There's also a dice that some cards will make you roll a dice that can do bad things to you. And it's a good, solid deck building game. I really like how this one plays out. I think it's simple enough that fans of basic deck builders like the DC Comics deck building game, Ascension, will get into this very easily. But at the same time, there's enough depth here. The theme's great, and the photos that are on the cards are all a lot of fun. So that is, of course, my number 81, Dark Gothic from Flying Frog Productions, was my number 61. Well, that is it. That is my numbers 90 through 81. Please leave a comment here on YouTube, on our Facebook page, on our website. I want to know what you think. Do you like my list? Do you not like my list? I know there's a lot of people that don't care much for the war games and all the wargaming stuff that I like, but the world's big enough that everybody can leave a comment and express their opinion without being mean about it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again very, very, very much. Please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a piece of viewer mail. That's right, we get mounds and mounds and mounds of viewer mail coming into us in trucks every single day, and I decided to go ahead and answer one of those letters for you here today. So, here we go. Hey, Cody. I recently read that Magnum PI's Tom Selleck is now homeless and penniless, living on the streets of New York and having to beg for his dinner each night. My question is, Settlers of Catan or Ticket to Ride? Ticket to Ride.